Hi guys! Episode 2 of Survivor Cagayan. I can't say it was like a super amazing episode, but I was happy that we saw the Brains tribe a little less. Anyway, let me start by saying that if you haven't seen the episode yet, don't watch my video. There are spoilers. I don't really go through a play-by-play of the episode, but I kind of comment on big moments. So if you haven't seen it yet, and you don't want any spoilers, stop watching now. So we'll see how the season goes on, but for now I think this episode was kind of blah, to be honest, but I still want to talk about it. So we get a little intro on all of the tribes at the beginning of the episode, starting with the Brains tribe. Spencer has found himself on the bottom somehow. I think that's kind of dumb, and I'm really fed up with watching the Brains tribe. I think that for Spencer to be below the person who put 95% of their rice in the fire is ludicrous to me. Like, I get why they may have kept Jatia strategically last week, but I don't think that that should be like an ongoing strategy. So, you know, Spencer is like my favorite person on the tribe right now. I know I said I like Tasha a lot in the last episode, but she's getting a little loud and out of control, and somehow like the power levels in that tribe are just weird to me. Cass is like super insecure, like going to Tasha and being like, you know, I don't want you to not trust me or like vote me out. Like, she's not taking any kind of control. Cass is just really looking weaker and weaker to me. And then like somehow like Tasha now has all the power in that tribe. Like, I don't think she's really claimed it. And I don't think Spencer should like drop his motivation just yet. Like, I think there's still possibilities for him. So it's almost like they're either overconfident, like Garrett or David, and then that's bad, or they're like too insecure, and there's just like, I just hate the vibe of that tribe, basically. Then over on the Bronze tribe, Tony is playing so hard, which I like, but he's playing hard all by himself. Like, I thought that when he would go to Sarah and tell her that he was a cop, that would be the beginning of a trusting alliance. But instead he goes and like BS's her on this like Lindsay Cliff talk about people being against Sarah. And I had all this respect for Sarah for knowing right away that Tony was a cop and like trusting her instincts, but she just like, you know, now that he admitted he was, she doesn't suspect that he hid that from her in the beginning, so maybe he's not to be trusted, like, so openly just because he's a cop. Like, my respect for Sarah kind of went down for that, and I was really bummed that she just trusts him so blindly. I also, while I love that Tony's playing so hard, and, like, it's great, he's not gonna get anywhere if he's playing all by himself and like alienating Sarah so soon. Like, there are many possibilities for Sarah to figure out that Tony has lied to her. So I don't know how I feel about that, but I don't have that much confidence anymore in either Tony or Sarah. Even though I think Tony could get, I don't think he's gonna win, basically. I won't comment on how far I think he could go, but I don't think he's going to win. Lindsay, I was also a little unsure about. I kind of like her vibe, like she seems really cool, but I hate her comment about her saying, oh, I wish I hadn't done this because it's like raining. I get the rain is really hard, and it seems to be raining a ton this season so far, but that's not, you know, like, look at Woo. He's like, yeah, this is Survivor. So segueing into Woo, I really want to see more of him. We've really seen very, very little of him. I want to see what he's capable of up here and like how strategic he can be. It seems like he and Cliff are in an alliance. I'm not sure, but I really want to see more of Woo. Now on to the Beauty tribe. I love LJ. Some of my commenters have mentioned that they find Morgan hot. I mean, she's hot, yeah, but I love LJ. First of all, he's nice to look at. He's in the Beauty tribe after all, but he's brilliant. Like, I love his sensitivities to what's going on around him. Like, he seems to be a fish out of water in that tribe, you know, and like, so I really love LJ. I love that he followed up on his intuition at the beginning that Morgan had lied to them, and I love that he found the idol. Well done, LJ. That was brilliant. The girls are obviously not working and letting the guys do all the work, so I was sure that if they lost, one of the girls would go out, but more on that later. So now we are up to the challenge. I thought they would bring back like the separate reward and like immunity challenges, but they haven't done that. Maybe once things mix up or they merge into 2 tribes or they merge into 1 tribe, I'm not sure. But in any case, good challenge. Well done, Brains, for practicing the right thing. I love the turnaround at the end. Like, I love it when someone who's behind sort of makes it back up. So I was glad that the Brains ended up not being last. And it's good, like, I mean, you could see how exhausted they were, and, you know, after going to 2 tribal councils and, like, what they went through, they were just a dysfunctional tribe, so I'm glad they kind of got a break, and also that I didn't have to see more of them. Now we're on to, so the Beauty Tribe loses, and we see them all scrambling. They clearly don't really know how to play the game. Like, it seemed very novice in certain ways, which I also like watching, you know, seeing people figure it out a little bit. And while I love LJ, like, I wasn't that impressed with his awareness of the different alliances that were going on, because he clearly seems to, or apparently, you know, it's like LJ, Jeremiah, Jeffra and Alexis are in a foursome, and then it was Morgan and Bryce. I didn't really see that rapport so much. And I'm, you know, okay, so we have Bryce and Morgan that are scrambling, and they think that they have Jeremiah, and Bryce is so sure that he has Jeremiah. Jeremiah has done nothing to give me any kind of certainty at all whatsoever. And in fact, he just looked scared at times, like when Morgan tries to convince Jeffra that Jeremiah is with Bryce and Morgan, and for Jeffra to vote out Alexis, and then Jeffra confronts Jeremiah. Jeremiah just has this like scared look in his face, like he can't, you know, like he's like, no, I'm still with you, but he really, like, it does not inspire trust. But thankfully, you know, he doesn't have to work that hard for Jeffra's trust. So I don't know, I guess, and I also think Morgan was too confident when she spoke to Jeffra, just being like, well, Jeremiah will talk to you. So that was a clear indication to Jeffra that, like, some kind of strategy was going on there, and, like, you know, maybe raised a red flag, although not exactly, because it didn't take too much to persuade Jeremiah to, like, not go that route. And yeah, I'm not sure why they decided to split the votes. It didn't really lead anywhere. I think there's this, like, paranoia instilled about the idol. Like, no one ever plays it that soon. And I don't know, it didn't really go anywhere, so I won't dwell on it too much. But at Tribal, Alexis was just totally clueless. Like, when talk of strategy came up, she was just like, huh, strategy? People have been talking about strategy? I was just hanging out with these 3 other people that I like. Does that look like an alliance? Like, oh, I guess so. Like, she just seemed totally clueless, and Jeffra not far behind. So not too impressed over there. I really, really like LJ, and I wish he had stronger, like, possibilities for alliances. So I'm really looking forward to a mix-up. I hope it happens soon. I don't really like the tribes right now as they are. Like, I like certain people from certain tribes, but I just don't love the way they were split up. Like, the idea is cool, but it's just not working. Next week, we see the Bronze Tribe. There's a preview saying that Sarah is talking to Wu, and they want to throw the challenge to vote a him out. So I'm not sure who him is. It could be Cliff, because Sarah thinks that Cliff was talking about her, voting her out. It could be Tony, because Sarah's figured out that Tony lied to her. So those are really the only 2 options. I don't know why anyone would throw the challenge to get rid of Cliff so soon, because he's strong and he's really likable. So I'm gonna put my uncertain money on the fact that they're trying to throw it to vote Tony out. TBD. I wonder how she figures that out. I hope she does. But right now, so one of the people on my channel asked me to pick a winner right off the bat. I know it's early and it's really hard, and I won't necessarily stick to it, but right now, and again, you know, I'm a little biased because of who I like, but I want LJ to win. And I think LJ has what he needs to win. The only thing he's missing is a strong alliance. So if there's a mix-up, I would hope that somehow he and Spencer get together. I think they could make a great alliance, and they would probably need someone else. Maybe Sarah, maybe Wu, maybe Sarah and Wu. Like, they seem to be building something. It'll be interesting to see what luck will play in the mix-up. So that's my pick for a winner, LJ. Fingers crossed. I said it. Now, before I sign off, I just want to say that I am going to be away for the next 2 weeks, and I'm going to try and get the episodes somehow to watch them and not be too far behind, but that does mean I won't get my videos up right away after the episode. So I'll try to get them up as soon as possible, and I hope we can still talk about what's going on the show. So leave me comments, can't wait to hear what you guys have to say, and I will see you guys soon.